And welcome to the WDWpov live stream show. And I need to turn a light on, so give me 1 second here. There we go. That's a little better. Welcome to the show tonight, gang. It is Monday, November 16th. Can you believe that? Halfway through this month already. What's going on in the kitchen? But welcome to the WDWpov live stream show. If you're out there watching us live, thank you very much for joining the show. We appreciate you being out there. If you happen to be watching us on a playback recording, enjoy the show. Don't forget to go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and group and Instagram and Twitter. What else do we have? We have a website. And they're all called WDWpov. Just 6 simple letters to remember. That's all you have to do. So if you get a chance to do that, we much appreciate it. And, share it out and tell your friends about us. So hi there, Mary's out there. Mary. Can you slow down on these Mondays? Well, it's the start of another week. I guess that's a good thing. We'll try and make it as painless as possible. But you know what? It's almost over. So
what's almost over?
Monday's almost over. Right? It's 8 o'clock. I mean, now it's 8:03.
How is that helpful?
How is that helpful? Why isn't it helpful? I mean, you're through with hopefully the brunt of your Monday, which means that, you're basically ready to enjoy the rest of the evening. Maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But anyway, hopefully we have a good show for you tonight. See what happens. We may or may not have a special guest on. We're not sure. Just depends. It's, a little bit touch and go. Well, you can be a special guest. My wife's asking in the kitchen if she's going to be the special guest.
Mary, there's not even 5 more hours of the day.
5 more hours? So you're going to be working till 1 in the morning. That's no good.
You have no idea when she's still working. She could be not working right now.
Well, she's watching us. She's not completely working, but, whatever. Kim's out there. How's it going, Kim? Thank you. Thank you very much. It says, I just approved your post and accidentally approved it, then approved it. Okay. We're coming and going. But nice to see you out there. That's Kim from Now That's Disney. Just want to give her a little shout out there. And we got Rick. We haven't seen Rick on the show for a while. So Rick is there. Long time no see. Absolutely. So hopefully this will be a good show for you to watch, Rick.
Or maybe participate and take over. I am not running this week.
He's not running.
Ran last week.
He ran the show last week. He's going to be doing a major part of the show.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Mary, she has a payroll deadline, but she can multitask, which is a good thing. That's what we do. Patty wants to know if you're sending us money. Are we on your payroll?
Make sure to check out our Patreon.
We do have
send all your money to us there.
We do have a Patreon.
The thing about a Patreon is you have to supply content that's worthwhile on it.
That's right.
Like supply your episodes early or something. Like that thing we do on Saturdays.
Yes.
Where we literally just ramble about Disney.
Maybe
record
we can do
that and put that on Patreon.
Or we could just run those live. Our Saturday ramblings at Chick-fil-A parking lot while we're eating.
Run those live?
We can run those live.
No, the whole point of them is we're not getting interrupted constantly and we can actually have a full coherent thought.
We put it on a Patreon and we're like in the we'll have millions of dollars.
Obviously hasn't watched the show before.
Yes, he has. Anyway, BDF is out there. He says that's a cool Mickey behind us. Yeah,
and it's not even yours.
It's not even mine. This is Jack's Mickey Mouse.
Even Mary, thank you for agreeing with me on that.
What's
you
that?
need to have a reason for people to pay for Patreon.
That's right.
Merchandise, early access to content, or exclusive content.
Exclusive content.
Huh?
You have exclusive content.
What is it?
The key.
What?
We have exclusive content.
Are there rules about profiting off of that?
But wait, I'm missing something. The king? You?
Marcus.
He's the exclusive content. He's the 4-H king.
Wow, Steve.
Steve's out here.
Right. Oh man.
Sure coherent. Thought belong in the same sentence with you guys. Boy, Steve, you just wounded us both. You wounded us. Wounded. Severely.
You can have Marcus rant in Patreon. Well, negative content does get more views regularly.
There you go, Rick. I think you just hit the gold mine for us.
Because if something starts with the word don't, doesn't, isn't, can't, any of that, it is viewed more.
Oh man. Okay, so
Anything negative in the title.
good. You keep talking. I got to check something here real quick.
Oh, Mary, there is no way Rick, there is no way I'm paying for that.
What's that?
Good.
Rick.
You could have Marcus rant.
Oh.
That would be something new. Wow, Rick.
Oh man. We've got something.
What is the definition of new now?
I don't know. What is it?
Obviously not whatever he's talking about.
You do have mouse control, right?
Yes, that's what I just did.
Okay.
That's what I just did.
I had to look away for a second.
You have a
here.
Patreon account. You can have a Patreon account and just have people sponsor you for the show. You don't have to put the special content on Patreon.
True.
That's also called a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe. Or Doofenshmirtz's first annual telethon of evil.
Anyway, I'm just messaging our possible special guest. Still,
Don't get everyone hyped up.
You know how
about it.
live-
It's not going to happen.
well, you know how live streams
Steve
are.
is wrong.
You never know.
Steve's not. Steve is half right. And Kim doesn't even know what Patreon is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't fully understand. I know what it is. It's basically something. It's a pay. It's usually related to YouTube channels.
Yes.
I don't know if it's strictly YouTube, but I know.
I don't think it's strictly YouTube.
But basically, it's
Some
an
people
account.
I think some people who do have YouTube channels, most people have a YouTube channel and have Patreon. But some people have distanced themselves from YouTube and do mostly Patreon.
Well, there's
because they make nothing off of YouTube anymore.
like yesterday when the SpaceX launch was going up with the 4 astronauts. There's a guy out there. He has a channel. I'm going to give him a shameless plug, even though he's not paying for it. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know I exist.
And this is your problem.
I know. Anyway, he's called Everyday Astronaut. And you'll see as people's comments fly by on the screen, you'll see sometimes people actually are putting payments in for the guy, like
it's
$5,
called like a
$10.
super chat or something like that, depending on what you're doing.
And I believe that's part of this Patreon deal. So
No, I don't think it is. I think on YouTube, if you're watching a live stream or something like that,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
literally just push a button that's like a $sign and pay.
Okay, so that's something else altogether.
Like I watched something the other night, and there was literally a $sign next to the chat box.
Right, but
If I'm going to get a monthly bill, then you should get something in return.
but Patreon, a lot of times.
Yes, in YouTube they have super chat. Thank you, Mary.
Thank
That's
you.
what I just said.
The kid knows his stuff. So Patreon, though, so you have this account. The young man knows.
Literally like a month away from a man.
So they you can create special content that only your Patreon viewers
or
have access
release
to.
content early.
Or give it to them early before you release it to the general public.
Because he talks about his Patreon all the time, but I'm like, you have nothing worthwhile on it.
We have nothing to offer. Anyway, so that's our crash course on Patreon. Super Chat, which is on
YouTube Lives.
Right. But you have to have like so many, you have to hit a certain threshold of number of subscribers before you can do a super chat. I can't remember what the number is. It might be 10,000, something like that.
Before you yourself, or you can have people use it.
Right. I believe our friend.
I think it's before people.
Now, our friend, Big Fat Panda out there, if he's listening, or if Mary,
he always shows up at the 3-hour mark.
That's right. He doesn't pop in until the end of the show. But Mary, if you ping him and let him know we just mentioned him, but yeah, Panda's got
let's move the
super chat on his.
Let's
and every
move
now and then
along.
you'll see somebody will put a couple of dollars on there for him, as a
Then some maniac will put $20.
Yeah. There's some people out there. So
You realize you're funding people's bad behavior, right?
yeah. So usually there
are subscription levels. You pay this much, you get this level of content. You pay even more, you get an even bigger level of content.
Right.
You pay even more, you might get a t-shirt.
And today only for 2-for-1 price on the WDWpov live stream show, if you pay us $50, you'll get he'll sing. Yeah.
2-for-1?
2-for-1 deal. I don't know.
Greetings from a
And that's from the Jersey Shores out there. All right.
YouTube takes 30% of super chat.
Ooh.
That's a
Interesting. So you
It's
get
actually
$10, they get 3.
it's pretty
You get 20.
and you probably still
They
get
get
taxed on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
That's
a private
interesting.
group or on Patreon, you can do little videos, etc. Yes.
Right.
Mary, I think we've
Right.
moved past talking about Patreon finally.
Have we?
We've discussed it as far as we possibly can.
I think this has been interesting. I've even learned a few things about Patreon and Super Chat.
You mean YouTube Lives?
I knew of them,
You mean YouTube Lives?
but I've just not done it.
You're streaming live to YouTube, right?
Yes, we are.
Which probably means you really can't see Super Chat in the setup you have.
No, because we can't because we don't have Super Chat.
And there's not enough
I
people
have to-
commenting all at once to really warrant needing it.
We're still trying to get to that awesome 1,000 mark. We're at 978 now, I think, today.
Well, can't be my fault.
So close, so close. Yeah, you probably unsubscribed to our channel.
No, I still get video notifications.
Good.
Well, not notifications. I have those turned off. But I see it pop up in my subscription box
Good. That's good. So, welcome
like
to
an
the show.
hour before the show starts.
We're now what? Let's see. Thank you for the Patreon 101 course. Yes.
Yes, make merchandise that $50 members get mailed.
That's right. That's right. Anyway,
Exclusive to Patreon.
I don't know if Rick is still out there.
No, he probably left.
If he is,
He probably
say
left.
hi. I'm gonna mention Monorail Tales. It's a podcast group that I belong to as well.
You know, you should stop just throwing these
But they let us
call
post-
outs to everyone out there.
We cooperatively work with each other. I mean, I have this. We do this, and I work.
Looks
with
like you have
them.
to turn on Super Chat. Yep, Rick's out there.
But
for
yeah,
some reason.
But yeah, with the Super Chat though, I think you have to hit a 10,000 subscriber level. I'll look at that. But we're even at 1,000.
Rick's
I
still
don't think we
here
can do
for some
Super Chat.
reason.
He's still
Okay,
here for some-
move on. Let's move on from Patreon, Super Chat, YouTube,
Okay. Well,
Lives.
our guest has not shown up yet. So, and I know this, like I said, this is touch and
Okay,
go.
I'm
This is-
going to fill time by
This is-
reading Wikipedia.
And if it's on Wikipedia,
It
it's
must
true.
be true.
But anyway,
No, major competitions.
what's that?
Major competitions allow you to use Wikipedia as a counterpick for information.
But you can actually submit something.
Yeah,
to
I could submit
Wikipedia.
something, but someone has to go through
And
it
if you
and
can
then verify
convince
it.
them that you're correct, it'll make it and it'll stay on there. So if you can fake them out and make them think that what you say is true, it'll be on Wikipedia. Anyway, I'll do this first. How's this? This is cool.
Go
This is
ahead.
cool.
It's
So we're starting to see a few bright spots, but then it's like taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Open things up, and then they tell us we have to be quarantined again, all that kind of stuff.
enough about that. You're making me depressed.
Well, I'm going to do something to cheer you up a little
Yes,
bit.
it's getting colder in Ohio, Kim.
Yeah.
We did have heavy winds, but no tornado.
Oh, we had some really nasty winds yesterday. Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, our temperature is like dropping. It was in the 50s or so. Now I think tomorrow we're going to be in the 30s.
It's
So-
about time it started getting
I
cooler
mean, it's
up here.
mid-November. It's
We
mid-November.
had basically 2 more weeks of summer after one day of snow.
We might still have some summer. You never know. Ohio weather, you just can't. You can't.
There's
figure it out.
104 days of summer vacation.
What's the rest of it?
And school comes along just to
to
end it. But apparently there's way more days of actual summer. Don't understand that.
Okay, so here we go. So Kim's freezing in New Jersey. We're getting cold. We're cold in Ohio. There's just nothing good about that. But
On some degree, I enjoy it. But my
When there's-
mom also told me something. The older you get, the worse it feels.
yeah, when your bones start creaking, and you don't like the cold.
Maybe
nearly
I
as much.
should stop eating sugar.
Yeah,
Well, that's not true for everyone, though.
yeah.
Doesn't have an orange one.
My wife's talking in the background. I don't know if you can hear her, but basically she is on a,
I think some people
and Jack's in the background.
are predisposed to arthritis.
I do still enjoy the cold. It's just getting,
Yes, we did
noticeably
have.
more.
I'm talking to myself here, I guess. Yeah, we did have a warm fall.
Well, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Cold hurts Mary's knee. So
It's just getting way more noticeable the past few years. It could also be because I don't have decent coats.
I'm just okay. I'm talking.
Mom, my coat that I wear down to the barn, the zipper broke off, and it's from Crazy 8.
Crazy 8, which isn't even in business anymore. Oh man, that's what, about 10 years ago, that coat? You were probably 10 or 12 when you got that coat, maybe? Maybe 12, maybe 9. We don't know. We don't know. Yes,
Marcus needs a coat, apparently.
It's a new coat.
Well, you found that out on Saturday.
Why? What? Oh, on Saturday.
The
yeah.
trench coat.
The trench coat thing.
Or whatever it was, and the hobo coat.
Yes, we had a coat.
Both
pulled
sort of
out.
looked like hobo coats, but one looked like a coat of someone that you wouldn't want to
The
be
coat is
seen
very
as.
nice. I mean, it's very heavy. It's a longer coat. It's sort of I don't know what material.
Something you would see the president wear. Or Secret
Yeah, like Secret Service or the president
Funnily
or
enough,
somebody
in
like
the
that.
funnily enough, in the hobo jacket or coat,
But
there
there
was the black glasses that I found. To
Oh,
go
the
along
black
with the other
one. Yeah,
one.
you did. You looked like Secret Service for a while. But there was a button missing right in the middle of the coat. So not a good thing to wear when you're trying to look good.
Kim is giving us some random colloquialisms.
It sounds like.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
Okay, let me try this. This is sort of like, let's see. I'm going to read it a little bit weird here. My mama used to say, if you get cold in your bones, you need to take a bath. There you go. It's
pronounced colloquial.
and I'm sure your mom doesn't sound anything like that, Kim. I'm just
colloquial. I can't pronounce that word.
Colloquialism. That's a hard word. Colloquialism.
Sudden changes between warm and cold temperatures causes me either to cough or sneezing.
Yes. Do we look, by the way,
Yeah,
Mary, do we look
that's
bigger
not
today?
great.
Do we look, that's not a good thing.
You got socks and shoes, you'll be fine. No, I think part of the problem is it was cold and then it got really hot again. And then it's cold. It's starting to get colder.
And
we'll
it's
get used to it, I'm sure.
Right. And it's going to be colder even tomorrow.
And I'll enjoy it again.
And it'll be not good. But do we look bigger today, Mary? I moved the camera up even a little bit
closer and larger. Well,
Yes.
that's how perspective works.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of,
We got it.
you
There
know
was a
what?
tiny guy. I don't know, about this big. I'm sure if we got closer, he'd be much larger.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's how eyesight works, you idiot.
Jack. Just recently. Jack, do you want to tell them what movie you just watched? Yes, that is scary.
I didn't say it was a good thing.
Hi, everyone.
Jack is in the house.
He
Yeah.
has been all
Steve
day.
said, I thought you guys were bigger. I could actually see.
He has been in the house all day.
He has been in the house. But what movie did you just recently watch on Disney Plus?
2 days ago, it was The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You watched The Nightmare Before Christmas. I know a lot of you guys like that movie. We have never watched it all the way through. I haven't anyway. He definitely hadn't. He hadn't. My wife hadn't. There we go. Rick says hi. Annette says hi. Kim says hi. They're all saying hi to you, Jack.
Hi, everyone.
But yeah, so what'd you think of it though? What'd you think of it?
Good and not scary.
What you say is,
Good and not
To
scary.
hear what he thinks about it, subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes, to hear detail.
no. Watch Adventures with Jack on Thursday.
Oh, okay. So I got to plug my wife is trying to make me plug her Thursday at 4:00 show, Adventures with Jack on A Mother's Random Thoughts. So if you get a chance Thursday,
You can
at
hear
4,
our thoughts on it if you subscribe to our Patreon.
he'll give the details, I guess, of what
Thursday.
what he thought of it. But he said it wasn't scary. So there you have it. And that said she loves it. And
Yeah,
yes, he said he
I'll
liked
put
it.
it this
He
way.
did say he liked it.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
It was somewhere in between. I still don't understand what the big fuss is about with everyone going crazy over it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought
every
it was
Tim
okay.
Burton movie except for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory has a cult following.
Right. Well, are you sure Charlie and the Chocolate Factory doesn't?
Everyone hates it.
Does everyone hate Charlie?
Even though it's more accurate to the book, everyone hates it.
He says everyone hates it. I'm not crazy about it. I like the original, you know.
That deviated from the book, but you let it go because it's a great movie. And then in the Tim Burton one, they replaced the Orange Oompa Loompas with one singular tiny Indian guy.
Yeah, that they kept
super CGI
them all over the place,
and then made one of them a woman for some reason. But it was still the same guy.
I missed that part. Oh well. So anyway, here's some bright news. Okay, there's some bright news out there. Ooh, well, you know what? But I think we have a guest online here. I don't want to keep her there all day. She's okay. I was going to do this to fill a little bit more time, but we'll get to this is even better news anyway, okay? So we have a special guest on tonight.
Oh, so I get to insult them?
No, you don't get to insult them.
See, that got her smiling.
She's in the waiting room. We see her smiling and laughing in the background here. Kim says she didn't like Tim Burton.
The Tim Burton one at all.
Yeah, there you go. So we agree on that, definitely. So, okay. Without further ado, we have somebody at Walt Disney World right now as we speak who's going to come on the show and give us a little bit of hopefully some fun news about what's happening at the Magic Kingdom and whatever else she's doing there. So without further ado, there she is. Let me switch it to that. There we go.
Hi, everyone. I don't know. You really can't see me very well. We are back at our cabin. We're staying at Fort Wilderness Campground and decided to go with a cabin this time.
Those are nice.
Since I have not stayed in one before. It's a nice home away from home. If you have a family that the cabin sleeps 6. Hi, Mary. The cabin sleeps 6 plus a child 2 years or younger. In the main bedroom, actually, let me see if I can walk you through.
Yeah, those rooms are awesome. We stayed in a cabin a few years ago, and I was so surprised at how roomy those things are because it doesn't look so big from the outside. But anyway, I didn't even get to introduce you. This is Maria from. Well, you want to go ahead and mention your travel agency?
Certainly.
Go ahead.
I am. Now I'm not all tongue tied. I used to work at Walt Disney World. I used to be a cast member, and my husband's job transferred us to Texas. And the best way to keep my Disney connection, yes, monorails.
Yeah, monorail badge.
The best way for me to keep my Disney connection and the guest interaction alive for me was to become a travel agent. And my agency's name is Destinations Discovered by Maria. And you can reach out to me through Facebook or Google me. I'm on Google. I have a website, and our Disney group is Disney Fans hyphen planning and sharing adventures or something like that. We can't come up with a name and stick to it. We've tried a couple of different names. So come join us.
Put your Facebook group name up there, which is Disney Fans Share and Discover Adventures as one of your Facebook groups that you run, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're staying at the campground in a cabin, and let's walk through and
let's do this
get
tour.
A sneak peek, just excuse the mess.
I'm going to give you the big. I'm going to give. Wrong one. Hold on one second. I want to get.
Wrong one.
I want to get. Let me get rid of this. Let me.
Why are you going to remove her? if
I'm
you're
not going to remove her. I'm not going to remove her.
Get rid of the background. Can you do that?
What are you?
And just put a black background or
I'm
something?
trying to make yours
What are we
bigger.
What are you doing?
I don't think you can.
There we go.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. So now I got you full screen here, so you can give us a good tour.
So when you first walk in, you walk into, I'm trying to do this on my laptop. You walk into the kitchen and the living area, and you have a full-size refrigerator.
Which is awesome. I can't believe they have that in there, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah, a little stove and microwave.
This
Your
is nice for
coffee
some
pot.
of the actual rooms.
Mm-hmm.
The sink and toaster. Coming around. My husband's watching football.
Hi, husband.
And
There we go.
I don't think he cares.
the sofa that he is sitting on does fold out into a sleeper sofa. It's a full-size sleeper sofa. And then you have your table and chairs. And then we will walk through. And you have here to the right the restroom area.
We needed to see that.
Why not? It's a nice restroom.
And it comes with the H2O bottles of the shampoo, conditioner, and body wash.
Right.
So you don't have to bring stuff from home. The full-size mirror.
No, we got a quick glimpse of you in the mirror. That was good.
Then the full-size bed and bunk beds.
And then the bunks, yeah.
And tonight I may be sleeping on the bunk bed.
Why is that?
Because this bed is up against the wall. So when you're my age and you have to go to a restroom in the middle of the night, you have to crawl out of the bed if you're up against the wall.
Yeah, I think that's my side of the bed too, is the side up against the wall. So yeah, makes it tough.
So that was a quick little run through of the cabins.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
really nice. It's a really nice home away from home type feeling. It's very quiet. We've had deer come up it has a really, really nice large deck.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the deck. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice deck with a picnic table, and they have a grill. I do highly recommend renting a golf cart to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Because the campground is large, and the cabins are closer to the check-in station when you first pull in.
Right.
And to get to the marina, to catch the boat over to the Magic Kingdom, Pioneer Hall area, the settlement trading post, all of that's close to the marina. And with the golf cart, it takes about 6 minutes drive time in a golf cart to get down there. They do have internal buses, so the bus can take you down to that area, but the golf cart that's your best bet to be able to get around.
Kim saying she wants to do this during Halloween sometime, because don't they do something special with decorating and everybody
they're
down
doing
there
that right now with Christmas as well.
Yeah, right.
Everyone has their golf carts all decorated for Christmas with Christmas lights and candy canes attached to the golf carts. A lot of the campsites are all decorated for Christmas, and a lot of people have their blow up Mickeys and Christmas lights everywhere. I told my husband that we need to we need to get around and just drive around and see all the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm gonna try to film it and post that later on. Yes,
Oh,
it
that's cool.
is. It Mary, it does only have the one bedroom, and it's not private. You're sharing it with your children in the bunk beds.
Right. So you could fit the 4 in the bedroom, and then what?
Mhm.
2 more on the pull out in the living
Correct.
area. Right. So it's a
Correct.
6, like you said, 6 people basically can
Correct.
fit there.
It'll accommodate 6 guests plus 1 child that's 2 years or younger. Disney
Okay.
does allow that. This is one that I haven't stayed at before. I'm trying to be able to mark off every single resort and be able to say I've stayed at every single one.
Yeah. Mary says she doesn't like her family that much to.
That's why I came with only my husband in the cabin.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think the time we went, we just had 2 of the 2 boys with us, and then me and my wife were there. So we had the 4 of us in there. But yeah, I thought it was a very roomy setup, and like you said, they've got a full, basically like a full refrigerator, a kitchen area if you want to make some, quick little meals or something.
Yes.
I liked it.
I do have to say, if you want your privacy as parents, if you want your privacy, definitely go with family suites, either at when they reopen All Star Music or at Art of Animation. The family suites are fantastic. It gives the parents that privacy and allows the children out in the living area.
Right.
And gives you a little bit more room to move around in.
Yeah.
Now
we stayed at a Cars suite probably 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was very roomy. Like you said, they have a separate bedroom with a bathroom attached to it for the adults, and it had a nice living area, a little mini kitchenette type thing, and then that pull out or the, what do they call those beds? The ones that drop down from the wall?
Like a Murphy bed.
Like a Murphy bed. Yeah, it was that pulled out in the sort of
I want to say they call them the table beds.
Yeah.
But it's more like a Murphy bed, and they are actually comfortable. The one that folds down on when it's first set up, it's a table, and then you could pull it down into a bed, and that is actually really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
The sofa beds, I did not sleep on the sofa bed there at Art of Animation. I did sleep on a sofa bed recently at Bay Lake Towers.
Okay.
And that one at Bay Lake was not very comfortable.
Mary knows all about Bay Lake, so you could probably put in her 2 cents worth about that. But yeah. So did you guys? Now, is this more like this trip that you're on right now? Is this more of a business pleasure or a combination of both?
It's more pleasure. This trip.
Okay, good. That's good.
I was here over Labor Day week with another travel agent. And that one was strictly business. And every night we stayed at a different bed or a different resort.
Right.
With that trip. I mean, every night we stayed at a different resort. This trip, my husband finally was able to take some time off this year. Yeah. And he's been working throughout COVID, hasn't had any time off. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, let's go away. Where would you want to go? Well, of course, you don't have to ask me twice.
Is that even a question for you?
Your past?
Did he even have to ask you that? Oh, my goodness. He doesn't know you at all, does he?
So here we are. So I tried to take care of all of my business before we left to come on vacation so that we can really concentrate, just him and I having some fun. Okay. And but I'm going to try to post pictures every now and then, of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Today at Magic Kingdom, they've definitely increased capacity.
Okay. I heard
compared
35% now or something like that.
Yes, they have raised the capacity limit to 35%, which still isn't bad. But it's definitely different compared to my trip over Labor Day week.
Okay.
Labor Day week, I was walking on to everything. I
Right.
mean, you'll see a line, but the lines constantly moved, and it was more of walking straight onto attractions.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this time it was a line and it was a stop, and then you go, and then you walk, and then there were lines.
Right.
There were lines. Now they do constantly go. Pirates of the Caribbean did shut down while we were in line for technical difficulties,
Right.
and was due to come back up in 30 minutes. But we decided to go over and enjoy Country Bear Jamboree and Hall of Presidents. I haven't done those two in quite a while, and I was like, okay, it's walk straight into the theater, sit down, and enjoy a show. For the shows, they do have every other row blocked off where
Okay.
no one is able to sit. They allow 4 guests to sit in one area, and then they have it spaced out 6 feet for another 4 guests to sit. So
Okay.
if you have a family that's 5, that can be a little bit of a problem. You won't be sitting together.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Did not know that.
yeah. So, and move all the way down. People we sat down in our spot, and people were trying to scooch right in front of us. They didn't realize that there was spacing between each family. So they were trying to scooch in front of us to get in the middle seats. And it's like, no, those are blocked off. They have it taped down. Do not sit in this area.
Some
and
people just don't get it.
And there were announcements that for people to a seated area, and then the space, but even people just are on vacation and not listening.
Yeah.
They don't listen to the announcements.
Pretty typical stuff. Yeah. I don't get it.
We did have lunch in Cinderella's castle.
Oh, nice.
We had a really nice lunch there. Cinderella does make appearances.
Right. Yeah.
About every 15-20 minutes she'll come out. But it's only Cinderella. It's none of the other princesses. But she is there. Very true, Mary.
They don't listen.
Oh, that dessert was to die for. I had the chocolate dessert with raspberry sauce. It was very, very good.
That's good.
And then we took a little break and rode the monorail. I had to ride the monorail.
Oh, you have to. You have to. Now the way they do that, they've got partitions in between certain parts of the monorail now.
Yes, and it's more of like it's not plexiglass. It's more of like a plastic drape.
Oh, okay.
Like a curtain type sectional. And it's one family per car. So like you'll have the front of the car, like the car's like this, and then there's the plastic partition in the middle of the car. So one family will be sitting here and one family would be sitting in this side.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like a
shower curtain. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a shower curtain or a nice tarp type material,
Okay.
but only one family each side.
Okay.
Instead of packing them into like sardines.
Well, that's good. That's good of them to do.
So we went over to the Grand Floridian and walked around Grand Floridian, saw the Christmas tree and the Christmas decorations there, and I had to do a little bit of shopping.
Now they've got the tree up at the Grand Floridian, but they're
Mhm.
not doing the gingerbread house this year. Is that
Correct.
That's correct, right?
Correct.
BDF is saying, don't forget they have physical distancing rest areas in the parks for if you need to eat, rest your legs, or even just catch your breath. Did you end up using that at the parks at all today to take your mask off for a little while or any of that kind of thing? Or were you pretty good with the mask?
We were okay with the mask today. There's a really light breeze. It was in the 80s, but there was a light breeze blowing through, so it wasn't really hot. And then this evening we got really chilly and came back to get our sweatshirts and jeans on because it did get so chilly. But
Yeah.
we didn't have any problems with the mask today. The host agency I'm with, they make their own masks, and I have a great big smile on my mask. It's really cute. And it says, "This is my vacation face," and it's a big smiley face. They're very lightweight and easy to breathe with. So I didn't experience any problems, but yes, there are resting areas,
Right.
relaxation stations.
Right.
And there's one over by Pirates of the Caribbean and Pecos Bill
Okay.
area. There's one there. There's one over in Tomorrowland. And I'm trying to think if there's one back at Fantasyland, but off the top of my head, I can't remember if there's one back in that area. I want to say yes, but I can't remember exactly. I want to say it's over by where you used to be able to meet and greet Mickey under the tent, over in that area in one of the tents.
Okay.
Where you're able to, it's a relaxation station now.
Okay. So then you ended up going to Grand Floridian, got to see the nice tree there, which is always great to see. I mean, it's good that they're still letting you resort hop.
Yes.
I was worried that might have been one of the things they cut out, but really that makes it so great to be able to like hop around and see the trees and the different, the different resorts.
Yes. Now, of course, right now the Polynesian is going through, yes, Mary, near the circus.
Near the circus.
Yes.
Big top circus. There we go.
The Polynesian is going through major renovations right now, and the monorail does not stop at the Polynesian. You would have to take one of the boats.
We got Jack laughing in the background here. So.
Hi, Jack.
Maria says hi, Jack. He's coming to say hi to you real quick. Yeah, she's on here right now. You want to say hi real quick?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. I don't know what are you doing?
That's the music from Over the Hedge.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is the raccoon, and they've got quite a few big names in that show. But anyway, so you were saying.
The Polynesian is going through major renovations at this time, and the monorail does not stop there. So you do have to, those that are staying at the Polynesian would need to walk over to the Transportation Ticket Center to catch the monorail, or they would have to take the boat over to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, that's interesting.
And here at the campground, the blue line for the boats is not currently running. Only the green line over to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
The blue line normally goes from the Contemporary to Wilderness Lodge to the campground back to Contemporary. But
Okay.
because they don't have the health stations to take temperatures at each dock, they're not running that line.
Okay.
Just
I get it.
strictly from the campground straight to the Magic Kingdom, where as soon as you exit the boat, there's the health screening where you have your temperature check, and then you go through the security.
Was that, I mean, did that take long? Was that fairly quick?
It's quick. It's a really
Okay.
quick process.
Okay.
The only bad thing with that for the Magic Kingdom are for those who do smoke, because the smoking area is out by the buses. So anybody who is a smoker and needs to have a cigarette, they have to come all the way out of the Magic Kingdom, out of security, out of the health screening area, to walk all the way down to the buses to have a cigarette, and to go back into the park. They have to go through the health screening again, go back through security again, back through to use their magic band to get into the theme park. So it's a long process.
Yeah. That sounds to be a bit of a pain.
Yeah. So I am
Mary says hardly makes the cigarette worth it.
correct. But what I'm worried about is seeing a lot of people who, okay, I'm not going all the way out there. Let's find a secret place to light up.
Right. Sneak it
inside of
somewhere.
the
Yeah.
park. So
Yeah. That's
I'm
not
worried
good.
that we're going to see a lot more of that in the park. With the capacity increased to 35%, and there are currently lines, they do move, but I have a feeling that Disney is going to need to think of a way to bring back fast passes sometime soon. So it's going to be interesting to see if they do or not.
Yeah. 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 If it starts getting to the point where the lines are getting too long, yeah, that's gonna be interesting if they're gonna have to bring back some kind of quasi fast pass or something that can help you get through the lines a little quicker.
And it's going to be interesting to see if Disney is going to start charging for fast passes. I know that there's a rumor floating around about that right now.
Right.
I don't want to really speculate on rumors or anything like that. I definitely love to wait and hear it from the mouse. But considering how much money Disney has lost this year due to COVID, considering the fact that they do charge at Disneyland for the Max Pass, I have a strong feeling that there will probably be some type of paid service for Fast Pass.
Yeah,
It could be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, they got, like they had an opportunity to shut it down altogether. If they're going to revamp it, if they're going to do it, if they're going to charge for it, that's when they're going to do it. So,
and it would be one way for them to help make up a little bit of money that they have lost.
Yeah.
The
big Disney fan is saying they might replace
the queue.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. They might replace the fast pass with the virtual queues. So, anyway, so we're getting toward the end of the show here, but I've got to ask you this real quick. Okay.
Yes.
So they're doing firework testing tonight between 10 o'clock and midnight. Are you going to try and catch that? Are you going to head over to the lake? Are you going to, what are you thinking of doing?
I am going to try to catch it. Unfortunately, it's going to be sometime between 10 and midnight. Okay. Somebody's having fun.
Yeah. Well, we got Jack running around here. You got people out there screaming. That's no big deal.
I am going to try to catch the fireworks because I just absolutely love them. And I'm going to go down to the marina, to the beach area. Now, part of the beach
Mary's
area
asking,
is,
do you feel the magic?
I do. I
Okay.
do. The magic is still here. And it's really the way you look at everything. Like I was telling my husband, I can just walk around the parks or I could just go to the resorts and I feel the magic. You know, the cast members are really wonderful. Um, um, it- people helping people, people not trying to, people are keeping their distances. They're trying to be mindful of each other, which is fantastic to see. Having been a cast member and having worked closing at Magic Kingdom many, many nights, um, you didn't see that in the past. And now guests are actually mindful of one another.
Okay.
So that is something really positive that I have seen because of COVID. That people are a lot more mindful of one another, and I like seeing that.
That's
I,
interesting.
I personally like to sit back and just people watch. I've been to the park so much that I really don't, if I get on an attraction, fantastic. If I don't, that's okay with me too.
Yeah.
I just love being able to just walk around and soak it all in.
That is fun.
The smells and the music and just the feeling, and it's home.
Mary says that is good because people used to step on you.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, when we had annual passes, it was a much different experience going to the parks because, yeah, like you say, you could just sort of sit and relax. You can, you didn't have to hit every single ride every single time you got there.
Because you knew you were going to be coming back, to take advantage of your annual pass.
Right. So yeah, and we did some of the things that a lot of people don't do. Like Mary was just saying, walking down Main Street and just taking it all in. We would take, the horse-drawn carriage thing, whatever, the trolley, and have listen to the singing or some of the musical stuff they would do, and so yeah, it was just a lot different type of experience. But what you're saying, it sounds like people are being a little more mindful of each other, which is a good thing.
They are. And I am shocked and surprised that here at the campground, they are having like fishing excursions, kayaking, canoes, horseback riding.
Yeah.
They're having the movies Under the Stars at Meadows Trading Post. So, and the Segway tours through the campground, they are offering those as well. So some tours are going on here at the campground that I didn't realize. I thought they were all put on hold because of COVID, but no, they have brought those back. So that's nice.
I had heard a few people say something about fishing tours. I didn't know all those other things were available as well. That's good to know.
Yes.
That's good to know. So I've got one other little piece. I don't know if you want to stick around here for just another minute or two, or if you're ready. And let me see what happens here. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. There we go. Okay. So today on Disney Parks blog, just a little bit more good news coming out of Disney. The Josh D'Amaro, basically, chairman of Disney Parks. He was on a virtual education conference. I don't know if you got to hear anything about this today or not.
I didn't.
Okay. So he just sort of announced a few more things and just tried to, mention some of the things that are going on at Disney. I just wanted to play a couple of these. This video here, I'm going to play it here just because it sort of gets, I don't know, gets me going, get me a little cheered up about what's going on in the world. So So that just got me a little bit amped up when I saw
Excited.
that.
I really, really, really cannot wait for Space 220 to reopen. I am so anxious to see exactly how their design comes about.
Right.
Because when I became a coordinator at Disney's Yacht and Beach Resort, coordinators are sent to Disney University for a couple of classes, and during those classes, you break off into groups, and you have to come up with a new concept of an attraction and a restaurant. Space 220 was our concept that
Uh-huh.
our group came up with.
Oh, really?
Now,
That's interesting.
we had originally placed it over in Tomorrowland to take place of uh, now at that time it was Alien Encounter,
Oh, okay.
and then it was Stitch's Great Escape. We had actually placed it in
remember
that
that.
location to take away Stitch's Great Escape. Disney has decided to move it over to EPCOT. Our original concept was that your family would be sitting in a round table, and it would be, you're sitting there and you're looking down like you're up in space, and you're looking down on Earth. And
Okay.
then you order your meal, and your meal would be delivered. If you think of Jetsons and how in the Jetsons, your
The
food was
George
delivered
Jetson?
to you through like a tube. Well, your table would rise up to like up in the middle of where you're sitting. So you're sitting in a round circle and looking down, seeing the Earth.
Oh,
And then
wow.
your table would come up with your food placed on your table.
And I wonder if the Earth is going to be like maybe actual satellite imagery or something that's going on from the space station, or
Yeah,
what kind of feeds they might have.
that would be really neat. So I'm anxious to
That
see
might be too low quality imagery.
exactly.
But Marcus said that might be too low quality imagery.
I'm really anxious to see what concepts they took from our original concept and how much is the same, how much has changed from what we came up with.
Well, that's neat. You got to actually be part of that. That's a cool thing to be able to say you had a little bit of a thumbprint on that project.
So it's as a cast member, it's really neat because when you go to these classes, they always have you come up with something. They have you, redesign an attraction or come up with a new attraction. And it's really neat to see how they bring that to life, because like with Soaring over California, that was changed to Soaring Around the World, which there again came up from cast members and the think tanks that came up with this design. And we had originally wanted it to soar around to represent all of the soar around to the countries that are represented in EPCOT. And they took it a little bit further.
Yeah.
One of my good friends that I went to high school with, he is a Disney Imagineer. And he was here from California, here in at Walt Disney World, to come up with the design and the getting Soaring Around the World placed over here in EPCOT. Back when that first redeveloped. So it's really neat to see how Disney takes their cast members' ideas and makes them into an attraction or a restaurant or.
Yeah. I have a feeling someday you're probably going to be back there. I don't know. I just have a feeling. But
one day,
Mary,
when my husband retires.
someday, yeah. Mary was saying that Walt Disney World needs Zootopia. I actually thought at one point when they said they were closing, was it Rafiki's Planet Watch?
Mhm.
I thought Zootopia would have been a great fit over there at Animal Kingdom. Didn't happen, but you know, you never know. Marcus,
Of course,
actually,
Steve is saying this.
what's Steve saying? I like the original Soaring better. I wish they had one side new, one side old. Yeah, I agree. I wish they would allow you to bounce back and forth between the original one and the new one. We
That
talked about that, I think, last week, because we like the oranges. We don't like the elephant dirt smell. You know, it's just not nearly as good.
Also,
And
in
I
some
missed
cases,
that golf
visuals are
ball
better.
flying at me.
Yeah, the visuals are better in some cases.
The visuals are better in some
Golf ball
cases.
always got me. I knew it was coming, and it still made me jump.
Yeah.
Like it was looking at the mundane in some ways, and then this one's literally just landmark from this continent.
Yeah. Well, Marcus had a interesting name for what this adjoining roller coaster could be.
The hurler coaster.
The hurler coaster. You go and eat, then you go to the adjoining roller coaster. Yeah, I think you might not want to do that. might be a problem. Mike is asking, how is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge doing? I don't. You haven't been there yet on this trip, right?
Tomorrow. We
tomorrow,
are
okay.
headed to Hollywood Studios tomorrow. I do need to be up early in the morning to try to get that boarding group at 7 a.m. There's 2 times to be able to try to get a boarding group now, and that's at 7 a.m. and then at 2 p.m. You
Okay,
have
yeah.
to be close on property, and so wish me luck. Hopefully tomorrow morning I could get a boarding group. This would be my first time going on Galaxy's Edge.
Well, that'll be great. So yeah, we gotta start winding it up here, but I'll if you get a chance to see the fireworks tonight, if you could post a couple pictures on POV, cool. If not,
Certainly.
no big deal. But if you get a chance to post a few things every now and then, go for it.
Certainly.
That's
Certainly.
but yeah, don't eat before going on a coaster.
Yep.
Mary's saying, I heard someone got a boarding group in Tampa, Florida.
Wow.
That must be a heck of a connection.
Yes, it is. Because you're supposed to be within close range, but there again, we don't know how close of a range it is. It would be kind of neat when I get back to Texas, if one of my clients are coming here, if I could try to get them a boarding group from Texas.
Yeah. Good night, Rick. We appreciate you being on.
Good night, Rick.
Tonight. Yeah, Mary's saying close or nearby is a relative thing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this show up. If you want to, it's up to you. If you want to sing with us as we close,
don't sing.
Okay. Well, how about if we drop you off here for a second and we'll do our closing song and then we'll call it a night. But we appreciate you being on with us.
Certainly.
And
I'll keep you updated tomorrow on how the boarding group goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let us know. Keep us posted. Thanks for being with us, and have a great rest of your trip.
Have a good night.
Sorry, cut her off right at the end there. So yeah, there are Ratatouille was one of the new rides. We just actually watched that on a short little video snippet off of the Disney Parks blog, which they announced a bunch of things over there. Are you interested in the it's right here. Let me pull it up. Guardians of the Galaxy ride. You want to see this thing? Yeah. 2 seconds. It's a short video. This thing is a very short video, but we're going to go ahead and pop this on real quick, and then we're going to sing our song and be done with you. So here you go. Just so you can watch this real quick here. It's not any sound with this one. This one is just the video. This is the ride car for Guardians of the Galaxy. Is this thing sort of crazy?
Serious.
It's very quiet. It's a very quiet ride. And that's it. So anyway, we don't want to remove that. We don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We appreciate everybody being out there. Hope you guys all have a magical week. And we're going to go ahead and close it out. Thanks for, yeah, that does look like fun. Mary says thanks to Maria. And let's see here. Yeah, something with no sound, great for a blind person. Yes, we wanted to finish the show up with that just for you, Steve. We did that. We pulled that out just to entertain you for the night. But we will sing our song for you. Okay, Steve, here we go. You ready? And a one, and a two, and a three. He's not in a good mood. Now it's time. I'm going to do like a ventriloquist thing here. What are you doing?
Get your hands off my neck.
Get my hands off your neck. Really? Okay. You going to help, Doug?
Jack.
What?
Uh-oh.
We are not doing Over the Hedge.
No over the hedge tonight, bud. No over the hedge. Okay. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. MIC. See you real soon. KY. Why? Because we like you. MOUSC. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, thank you very much, Maria, for being out there with us, helping give us some information about the parks and the whole COVID situation there. And again, everybody, just have a very magical week, and we'll see you again next Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Good night, everybody.